YouTube, what's the word? What's the vibes? Y'all see what we got? We got that Patrick CC, Ray William Johnson tried to warn them. We ain't gonna say too much. We just gonna get straight into it. Let's go.
In 2012, Ray William Johnson was the #1 most subscribed YouTuber on the platform.
Ray Williams
which sounds like a great accomplishment, but
y'all,
it made him
y'all kids now.
Ray was in a feud with a
Y'all kids now don't know nothing about Ray Williams.
And borderline evil company that was actively trying to leech every last dollar from
Ray Williams was
YouTubers
goated
all
back
over
in the day,
world.
bro.
Some
I'm
of
not
your
gonna
favorite
lie.
creators were victims. PewDiePie, Moist Critical, Philip DeFranco, just to name a few. The ironic part is that this company, dubbed Maker Studios, was founded by other popular YouTubers. It really be your own people. However, the true was founded by other popular YouTubers. It really be your own people. However, the true kingpin of the Maker Studios mob was a man called Danny Zappin, a federal convict who got out of prison and exploited the untapped gold mine of YouTube money. However, despite Ray's valiant efforts of exposing the evil tactics of Zappin's company, it wasn't enough. Maker Studios would go on to sell to Disney for over $500 million. This dream team, guided by the vision of a federal convict, got filthy stinking rich at the expense of hardworking YouTubers around the world. This is how they did it. YouTube launched in May of 2005. Danny Zappin, aka Danny Diamonds, was one of their early users. May of 2005. Danny Zappin, aka Danny Diamonds, was one of their early users because he was on house arrest with nothing to do but browse the internet all day. In 2000, Danny moved to Los Angeles to be an actor but failed. He claimed it's because he confronted Hollywood's gatekeepers after being denied multiple roles and they blacklisted him. Because of this, Zappin needed money, so he smuggled ecstasy, got caught, and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. Danny began uploading videos to sites like Crap TV before he was arrested, so YouTube was like a shiny
2 years?
So he smuggled ecstasy, got caught, and was sentenced to 2 years in
You get caught smuggling ecstasy, you get 2 years? Now, if he was
prison. Danny began
they would have threw a
videos
book
to
at his
Crap TV before he was arrested, so YouTube was like a shiny new toy when he got out. YouTube gained 30,000 unique users a day after its beta release in May 2005, and by the time it officially released in December of that year, it would reach a combined 2 million total views a day, and by the following month, 25 million. Then YouTube reached its first 1 million viewed video, which was Brazilian soccer player Ronaldinho receiving his golden boots. In a feat of marketing genius, Nike uploaded the video under the alias Joe B, as if it was any other YouTube user instead of the multinational sneaker conglomerate. The advertising potential was looking extremely promising, which is why Google purchased YouTube for $1.65 billion within a year of extremely promising, which is why Google purchased YouTube.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all could have got way more than 1.6 billion. I ain't no cap. Y'all could have got more than that. Cause I guarantee YouTube generates more revenue than that.
YouTube for $1.65 billion within a year of their launch. With such potential
in the first year? That's on the first year?
National sneaker conglomerate. The advertising potential was looking extremely promising, which is why Google purchased YouTube for $1.65
If it was in the first year, you sold for $1 billion, never mind, bro. I shut the hell up. If it was the first year, that's golded, bro. That is golded.
Of their launch. With such potential for money to be made, not only did established
I would say that in the first year, I make a product in a year, 1 year of it being out, it sells for $1 billion. Oh my gosh.
As well.
I'm set for
it's
life.
No secret that creators always have and always will be the foundation, the backbone of what makes this site amazing. YouTube content in the early days consisted mostly of just things related to Club Penguin, classical music masterpieces,
Chocolate Rays,
memes, really bad tutorials, more memes, and Soulja Boy. But sprinkled in there were creators who made skits, storytime videos, theories of the universe, news channels, and the first YouTube influencers were starting to gain millions of views on their videos. YouTube then launched their partner program that pays a percentage of the advertising revenue when ads are shown on their videos. Most creators at this time treated YouTube like a fun hobby and not a career path. However, people like Danny Zappin saw an opportunity that he knew he could exploit. Danny told a few other creators about his vision, his girlfriend Lisa Donovan, her brother Ben Donovan, as well as Shay Carl and Cassim G, who were all YouTubers. One night they all got together for a brainstorm session and laid the foundation for what would become Maker Studio.
Everything originally, the idea, we were all content creators and there are a few others, and the idea was if we could come together and share our audience and build an infrastructure, we could all scale and build a company, to what it is.
That's not what you
I
did,
videos, but I didn't know how to do other things. Like
it sounds like that's not what you did.
I didn't know how to you know, shoot things, and Maker gave me a place where all that was handled, and all I had to do was just try and be funny.
And that working together, you know, you can help one another, you know, and I think driving audience to one another and helping new talent.
Where are they at? Are they at a conference or something?
Audience, I think is really exciting. And
they essentially came up with the idea for a studio to share resources and talent, similar to Hollywood studios that have been around for 100 years. Danny thought this was revolutionary, but the idea was nothing special. Most people didn't know why we were founding Maker, and we couldn't get any of our actor friends to participate. The most popular YouTube content was low-quality webcam videos of people with simple ideas and a lot of personality. Why do they need a professional studio? Well, the answer was they didn't. And even 15 years later, many of your favorite creators today are just people in their room coming up with stuff. But Danny had a plan, and step one was to create a success story to prove
we ain't forget the bridge incident. We ain't forget
this could work.
We ain't forget about the bridge,
a collaborative channel called The Station,
nah,
which even included
you thought
Shane
we
Dawson,
forgot.
Philip DeFranco, and Hi, I'm Ron. Maker believed each of those stars could be used to direct fans to new artists, which inspired the company to build a network of affiliated channels. And they were right. They had immediate success with Hot Girls on Teen Cribs, amassing 60 million views.
I do not want to see no teen cheeks, bro.
My name's Ariel.
That's a dude. No. Oh my gosh, no way, bro. No way, bro. Y'all are down horrendous. Y'all are down terrible.
Welcome to my crib. Let me show you around. Meet my less attractive friend, Jasmine. She's super
I don't even
ugly,
want to
but
look
don't
at
hold it
Jasmine.
against
The station established an office space where they would connect
He
during
is
workdays
ugly
to
as
plan,
hell.
shoot, and edit the content. They recruited more people to be a part of the team. Andrea's Choice, What a
Never
Day
heard of
Derek,
that.
Cecily, The Fine Bros, who changed
Okay, I
their
know
channel
the
to
Fine
React,
Bros.
Michael Gallagher from Totally Sketch, Timothy De La Ghetto,
Hey,
the list goes on
Timmy.
and on. Their main type of content were comedy sketches, similar
Nigga,
to
is
College
that
Humor,
Young
the list
Gravy?
goes on and on. Their
Gravy.
main type of content were comedy sketches, similar to College Humor, but way worse.
I've been working at this bar for 2 months now, and I gotta say, these people are really into their craft beers.
Can I get a Pooch Daddy Say song?
You guys got any Blue Caboose barley wine?
One doppelganger doppelbock.
Hey, Teach, do you?
Do I want?
Do you? Splooge!
I would never!
You should. Splooge is the new cool thing.
Most of their humor was extremely low-hanging fruit.
I'm not laughing. That shit was terrible. Ass. Garbage.
Men dressing up as women, playing on racial stereotypes, and trying to make anything as sexual as possible. 99% of this content aged terribly, but this was a time where the edgier you were on YouTube, the more views you could get.
We're here with two hot sluts on Abbott Kinney to see what they think about what's happening with the recession.
Danny Zappin was pretty much the only person at the station who wasn't on camera. That's because he was too busy figuring out how to get rich. Danny realized they had a money problem. They had a group of 20 or so creators with millions of subscribers, and they were generating tens of millions of views per month,
But no
the ad revenue
money.
from the partner program wasn't enough.
No money.
See, the partner program in 2010 was not even close to what it is today. It was only available to a select group of very popular creators who had to apply and be accepted. But even those people weren't making significant money because the percentage split was terrible. The only way to make more money was to get more creators involved. But the studio only had so much space and employees to provide services to creators. This is where Danny's scheme began. Maker Studios formed a multi-channel network, or MCN. Instead of only working with the in-house creators at the station, Maker would try to discover talent all over the world and sign them to the network, in exchange for 20, 30, sometimes 40 or 50% of the creator's ad revenue. Keep in mind, YouTube would send the entire...
Is this Twitch? Not doing bad.
Some of the creators' revenue to the MCN. The MCN would take their cut out and send the rest back to the YouTuber.
Fuck no, baby.
Revenue to the MCN.
I stay by myself. I ain't doing
that.
I'm not finna give you my check and then you give me back what you think is good, nigga. What the fuck?
Send the rest back to the YouTuber. That's like your paycheck going directly to your landlord. He pays your rent and then sends you the rest.
That shit is dirt. Exactly. What the hell is that shit?
It's hard to understand why anyone would...
I don't trust that. You could be finessing me, nigga. I'm checking that statement every time. I'm checking the statement every time. I better have all the money I supposed to have.
Willing to give up such a large percentage and control of their income. Most creators just didn't know how this business worked, and that's where Danny knew he could exploit it. However, Maker did provide some real value. First of all, Maker could get any channel who signed with them instantly monetized. The partner program was still limited access at this time, and Maker had direct connections with YouTube since it was comprised of the most popular creators. You also couldn't monetize gaming videos unless you had a partner network, because video game companies would copyright claim videos using game footage. Maker even had music label connections.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I look, bro. Fuck yeah, I said
creators could use copyright music or make covers without getting claimed.
It's not
YouTube support was notoriously terrible and still kind of is, but
LGBTQ,
Maker would provide you with a
plus.
dedicated team
It's
member
just-
to help you with
it's just
all
like,
of your
that's
YouTube-related issues. You even needed to sign to an MCN just
don't
to
like
make
me,
custom
fuck.
video thumbnails. By April of 2000, you even needed to sign to an MCN just to
what?
make custom video thumbnails.
So
By April
I
of
had to. So what do you mean? I had to just do a screenshot of my video and all. That's all I could
2011,
use.
Maker signed 150 channels that generated 325 million
Thumbnail
views per
might
month.
be all I
One of their
could use. I couldn't
signees was
edit
the
it,
number
man.
one most subscribed YouTuber on the platform, Ray Williams.
Let's see. Oh, I remember this era was goated, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Well, it wasn't really. I ain't gonna say it was goated, but it was a good little era, bro. Machinima, goated. Smosh, goated, bro. College Humor. That shit was goated back. They still be putting out a few good ones every now and then. I'll be seeing them on Facebook sometimes.
William Johnson. Their roster was
Fred,
very impressive.
That nigga was annoying, but I used to watch that nigga. I was
With
legit.
Ray and many other top creators, but Maker still didn't have enough money. So Danny raised $1,524,999 from a venture capital firm called Graycroft Partners. And at this point, fans still had no idea how serious this operation was, because the station's content was still just as unhinged as ever. All of the creators that signed to Maker were free to be as creative as possible, so you couldn't really tell there was an infrastructure around it. That's probably because it was still operated by creators who genuinely were interested in making videos rather than making money. But Danny was not operating in the interest of fans. Maker
He just wanted
Studios
that
was not
money
taken
and that
seriously by
breeze.
the
He
entertainment
wanted that
industry.
breeze.
They weren't respected, and that bothered him.
want that
He needed
cash.
to legitimize the company. YouTube was known for low quality content, which didn't excite
That shit
investors.
360.
I think the next stage that YouTube will eventually go to is what Netflix is doing. I think they'll step up and they'll start doing quality content and programming in the same manner. That's not just, Annoying Orange is huge and it's great, but the production value in a lot of it, I'm not
it's
knocking
low.
them, but the production value
It's not
on
shit.
the majority of YouTube videos is not there. But I think once they step up,
He wasn't
that
on at the
next level,
time.
I
It
don't
was
know what
not.
the
It
plans
wasn't
are,
up there.
then yeah, it becomes its own network, just like
Yeah.
Netflix and all these others that you're gonna see.
They had
popping up.
Fred.
So
They
Danny wanted to
made
make their company
Fred,
as big
and
and
that
legit as
nigga
possible.
Fred
By
had like
mid-2020
2-3 movies on Nick, bro. I don't know how the fuck.
2012, they signed over 2,000 new channels and had
Nigga,
viewership
John
in
Cena
hundreds of
was in
millions.
one of them
They leveled
hoes.
up from
What
their
the hell?
previous makeshift
Yeah,
office space
nah.
to a now 40,000 square
John
foot
Cena
series
in
of
a
buildings
Fred
and
movie,
previous
bro.
makeshift
Just imagine that, bro. John Cena,
1,000
Fred
new
movie.
channels and had viewership
My
in the
bad,
hundreds
y'all.
of millions possible. By mid-2012, they signed over 2,000 new channels and had viewership in the hundreds of millions. They leveled up from their previous
2,000 new
80,000
channels. Hold on, what the hell?
It becomes its own network, just like Netflix.
Mid-2012, they signed over 2,000 new channels and had viewership in the
They
hundreds of millions.
signed. I'm thinking like they making 2,000 separate channels, but they're
They leveled
signing
up
all
from
these
their
niggas.
previous makeshift office space to a now 40,000 square foot series of buildings in Culver City. They grew to 260 employees, a group that includes advertising sales, business development, and tech people. Maker tried to create animated series and shows that could be formed into movies, traditional television shows, merchandise, etc. But their most popular signees were still just regular YouTubers. Maker created what looked like a
Because
very
that's what
successful
everybody
production
love the
studio
best.
with multiple different
It's
departments
realistic. It's
servicing
real.
their
It show you the
clients, when
real
in
life,
reality,
but
it wasn't being put
niggas
to
do be
use, and out of
capping, but
desperation,
a lot of times it should be
Zappin
real
made a
life.
critical error. Most
People
of
wanna
Maker's
see the
money was
real
coming from
you,
their
like
top
a
few
slice of
creators.
life of
Ray
you,
William
bruh.
Johnson was their cash cow. Danny approached Ray and said Maker needed a bigger cut of revenue from his online show Equals 3. He asked Ray to
no.
renegotiate their existing contract 8 months prior to its
No.
expiration. Ray said, "The terms were incredibly aggressive. They wanted 40% of my YouTube channel's AdSense revenue
You're
after
smoking
production
crack.
costs. And more importantly, they wanted
You're
50%
smoking-
of the show's intellectual property in perpetuity."
You're on. What are you? What are you on? Are you on Fent? You on Fent, nigga? You on crack? You want angel dust? It ain't no way you want 40% of my revenue and 50% of my intellectual property. Are you dumb, stupid, or high? Or do you think I'm one of them three?
In perpetuity means forever. He refused the new terms of the contract. Maker Studio took offense to his refusal, so they threatened to shut down his projects.
Okay.
When I politely
shut 'em
refused
down,
their deal,
nigga.
as it was
Fuck
not in my
you,
best
nigga.
interest, they
You're not finna get half of my shit for life, nigga. What the fuck? What the fuck? Half of my shit for the rest of my life, nigga? For not the rest of my life, for as long as my shit is going, as long as niggas is watching my shit, and I'm still making revenue off my shit, you still gonna take half of it? Fuck no. Even after I'm dead, niggas can still. Hell no, you're crazy. You're smoking.
And myself, and I wouldn't hand over my intellectual property, and they wouldn't stop aggressively trying to get me to sign it over to them. On top of that, Ray claimed that
I'm glad you didn't back down, Ray.
AdSense money, because remember, it all goes to the MCN before the creator.
Now, in the near future, Equals 3 will no longer be part of the Maker Studios network, so I'm gonna film here for a while. Even if I don't have the proper equipment at home, you know what? Even if I have to film butt naked in a back alley, you guys are getting an episode.
Hey, shout out Ray.
After Ray
shout out Ray.
announced
shout out Ray.
Maker Studios released
shout out Ray. Shout out Ray. He would go. That man, he was really passionate about his shit.
Ray is still part
he
of
really
the Maker
cared
network.
about his content.
However, with the recent
A lot of niggas now, they don't care about their
it made sense
content.
for
They
him
just
to go
putting
back
it
to
out
producing the show himself.
to get fame.
Maker providing a full production staff of 12 people, including a team of writers, was no longer a viable option for Equals 3.
And money.
Ray vehemently denies that he ever had 12 people and writers working on his show, nor was his viewership declining. This led to a meeting to resolve the issue, where the CEO promised to return Ray's YouTube AdSense account to him. However, that never happened.
do it.
They haven't made reasonable attempts to give it back to me. They are now even trying to leverage my own AdSense account against me so that I will sign over all your favorite Martians' intellectual property, void my stock options in the company, and sign a confidentiality agreement to never tell the truth. We wouldn't know about this hostage situation if Ray didn't post all of the information in an article published by New Media Rockstars. The other thing that he revealed to the world was that Danny Zappin was a convicted felon, and that he was waiting for his criminal record to be expunged so that he could officially become CEO of Maker. The ex-con texted Ray at 1 a.m. and said, "Your lack of integrity and character are
I would have told him, eat my dick, bitch.
sad. You prepare for war, bitch." Ray tweeted that nasty text that Danny sent to him, and then Shane Dawson replied with, "I got the same text 3 years ago. Oh, YouTube." Which is interesting since Shane Dawson was a part of the original studio crew, then
did you leave?
Disappeared. Philip DeFranco said, "There's a theme here," seemingly hinting that he has had the same beef with Danny Zappin. Fibros also implied the same thing. Kasim G seemed annoyed at Phil for speaking up. "Philly D, you feeling okay?" Kasim G, "Just wondering how you and your guys can sweep this one under the rug." This was one of
read the rest.
Just wondering how you and your guys
what the hell
can
is a
sweep
bath
this one under
boy
the rug.
friend?
This was one of the first
that sounds
big pieces of drama
but I don't
that
know
YouTube
what
had
that
seen.
means, so
Shay
I ain't
Carl
gonna
immediately
accuse you of
defended
that.
Danny.
We're not the type of people that.
Of course you defended him, cause you ain't on making the money, boy. You ain't on making the money.
Keep money from somebody or hold Ray William Johnson's AdSense account hostage. That is definitely not our intention, and that's not Danny Diamond's intention, and that's not Maker Studios' intention. I am proud to be part of Maker, and that's.
Shay Carl immediately defended Danny.
We're not the type of people that is going to try to keep money from somebody or hold Ray William Johnson's AdSense account hostage. That is definitely not our intention, and that's not Danny Diamond's intention, and that's not Maker Studios' intention. I am proud to be part of Maker Studios. Maker Studios
I'm sure
has
you
done
are.
A lot for a lot of YouTubers. They have made it possible for over 300.
I'm sure you are proud to be a part of that. I'm sure you are.
People like my brother and my sister
That be wrong with people. Y'all just want some breach, bruh. You trying to deflect. You trying to deflect.
A lot of YouTubers, countless YouTubers, would not be where they're at today, me included, me especially, if it wasn't for Danny Diamond's idea and passion for this company.
It's no surprise that Kasim and Shay rushed to defend Danny.
Y'all are in on it.
They were two original founders.
Yeah, y'all the
who were set
founders.
to make a
Y'all
ton of
probably
money
in
during
on
the
it.
sale of Maker.
Exactly.
Whereas Ray, Shane,
Exactly.
Philip, and the Fine Bros were
Exactly.
not founders, but the people who had the most clout that made Maker famous.
Y'all
And at
made,
that
they
time were
made
bringing in
them,
the booze
y'all.
to boost the company's
Exactly. Y'all making them the money.
portfolio. Fans didn't know if they should support the creators who had nothing to gain by outing Danny, or support the creators who founded the company set to make millions of dollars. Because in the middle of this drama, Time Warner acquired a % stake in the company for $36 million in December of 2012.
how
and
big of
other
a stake
contributors
are we
like
talking?
Canal Plus and Singtel have also provided $26 million, for a combined total of $61.4 million in capital raised for Maker. The company was now valued at several $100 million. Danny Zappin successfully built his company to be the corporate enterprise he envisioned on house arrest. Now he wanted to take his money and run. In April of 2013, Danny Zappin asked to leave the company, cash out his stocks, and receive 6 months of pay, but he was willing to stay on as an advisor. The board had a meeting and authorized his departure, planning to replace him with Enon Kreis, a successful businessman in his own right. However, Danny planning to replace him with Enon Kreis.
That's like Yanon, but
a successful
I
businessman
believe
in
it,
his own
Enon.
right. However, Danny very quickly changed his mind, demanding a senior executive role in order to save the company. When it was denied, that's when Maker board member Mark Suster claimed Zappin became hostile. Zappin would file a lawsuit against Maker and claimed the now CEO Kreis, and the board hatched a plan to take away Zappin's power and shut him out of the company.
You are a loser, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You are a loser and a goofy and a bot. Nobody fuck with you, bro. You just doing a lot of lame ass shit.
I guess karma got the ex-convict badly. They gave him the same treatment that he gave Ray William Johnson 4 months earlier.
Yeah.
But Danny made the
We
right
like
choice. He learned from his mistake as a failed drug dealer. You need to quit while you're at the top. Danny knew the MCN industry as a whole became worthless on April 12th, 2012. YouTube opened their partner program to anyone in the top 20 countries that used the site. Now you no longer needed an MCN to be monetized. You didn't need an MCN to make custom thumbnails. They would not protect you from copyright claims even though they said they could. You don't need a fancy multi-million-dollar studio to produce videos in your bedroom. Maker had way too many creators.
So there's literally no point in being part of shit now.
Into their network to provide services and support.
Wait, this like 55,000?
Maker had way too many creators.
Make it so you partner with YouTube video creators on 55,000 different channels.
Creators signed to their network to provide services and support to all of them individually.
Oh
so
my
why would a
goodness,
creator
bro.
sign to
There's
them?
no way.
Well, because they were really good at lying. Today we have the benefit of hindsight. We know how many independent creators have built legitimate businesses through YouTube. We now know that YouTube is somewhat of a stable career
YouTube
path.
was a
It's not
new
just some
shit back in
wacky
the
hobby
day.
that
Nobody
only fringe
nobody
kids
knew.
do. In 2012, the future of YouTube was still unknown, so it was very easy for sales representatives at a big company like Maker to convince little old Patrick that he needs the backing of Maker Corporation.
He's not lying, bro. That's exactly. He's exactly right.
But they even convinced large creators to join. In December 2012, Maker was able to acquire the new #1 most subscribed and viewed YouTuber on the platform. To acquire the new #1 most subscribed. In December 2012, Maker was able to acquire the new #1 most subscribed and viewed YouTuber on the platform.
Fucking Tom.
PewDiePie. Once that happened, they
Fucking
acquired
Tom.
most and
Fucking Tom's numbers was going crazy like that. Talking Tom's getting 22 million views a video.
December 2012, Maker was able to acquire the new
22 million views a video? Nigga.
#1 most subscribed and
That's
viewed
crazy.
YouTuber
Talking
on the
Tom was on a
platform,
run,
PewDiePie.
bro.
Once that happened, they acquired most of the YouTube giants. Epic Rap Battles of History, Tobuscus, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and Alliance.
Oh my.
Was able alternatives at a big the new #1
Hold on.
large
I'm sorry, I gotta
creator,
go
Patrick,
back.
that he needs the
I
backing
had
of
it.
the corporation. But they even convinced large creators to join. In December 2012, Maker was able to acquire the new #1 most
they got
subscribed
PewDiePie?
and viewed YouTuber on
My
the
bad.
platform.
I had
PewDiePie.
to. My brain be like lagging sometimes. Sometimes I gotta reanalyze shit.
Once that happened, they
makes
acquired
sense.
most of the YouTube giants. Epic rap battles of history, Tobuscus, Markiplier,
Bruh, shout out to
Jacksepticeye, to name a
Tobuscus.
few. They quickly became the
What
number
happened to
one MCN.
Tobuscus,
By
bruh?
early 2014, they had over 55,000 signed creators to their network. But big creators like PewDiePie likely were not giving 10 to 40% of their ad revenue to Maker, especially amidst their bad press.
I'm
Some
not
creators
getting
gave Maker
10%.
0% of their ad revenue. And the reason Maker took 0% was more devious than you could imagine. The fact that MCNs
plotted.
received the entire ad revenue check from YouTube, then took a small percent or 0% before sending it to the creator. Ad
Wait,
revenue check
So the ad goes to
from
YouTube.
YouTube, then took a small percent or 0% before sending it to the creator was crucial for their business model. It makes their cash flow look insane. Maker's bank accounts were holding tens of hundreds of millions in cash. MCNs used these
But it
numbers
really
to convince
wasn't.
investors that YouTube was an untapped gold mine, and it was because of their content
But it was
strategies.
all
the other
cap.
number they used to trick
Because you was
investors
just holding niggas' money. It wasn't really your money.
was views. By signing top talent, they were able to show how many views, aka advertisement potential, they were generating. Signing top talent, they were able to show how many views, aka advertisement potential, they were generating. Every talent, they were able
Wait,
to
oh, these are all different shits. I thought these are all the same. My bad. I'm looking at them.
show how many views, aka
4.5
advertisement
bill.
potential, they were generating. Every all-hands meeting was led off with the number of views they were doing. 10 billion views, 11 billion, 12 billion. But the reason the views were growing was because the network kept growing and we were just adding more and more channels. Also, Maker did
Oh,
not
it's really not
technically
the
own the
same.
content that creators like Markiplier and PewDiePie put out. It was riddled with copyright material and couldn't be sold to other platforms. Investors did not understand YouTube at all, but they couldn't ignore the money. In 2013, Maker generated $370 million in ad revenue, and $70 million of that was in direct sales. If you watch my previous video on Disney, then you know that in the mid-2010s, they were on fire with every aspect of their business, looking to take full control of every content meetings. They were on fire.
They bought. Damn, they been had Hulu for that long. I thought they just bought Hulu. They had that shit since 2009.
With every aspect of their business,
But
looking
they
to take
they been had the Muppets since 2004. Oh my gosh.
full control of every content medium in existence. They wanted to buy their way into YouTube, and in March of 2014, Disney acquired Maker Studios for $500 million, with the promise of up to $950 million if they met their targets. The final number
Did they
ended up
meet the
being
target?
$650
So they
million.
didn't make it.
Original founders like Kasim G, Lisa Nova, and Shay Carl made a fortune.
This is going to change our lives and the lives of my children forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
I
This
bet it will.
change my kids'
Because
life.
you're exploiting
By trusting the
these
vision of Disney's
makers,
app,
these
Shay
creators.
Carl got filthy rich. He bought a
You're
multi-million
exploiting these creators,
and
bro.
still uploads consistent vlogs of him and his family enjoying the extraordinary wealth. When the original founders made this business, it was a humble idea, but it quickly turned into a system to make the business way more successful than it was, so the stockholders could sell it and cash out, leaving someone else to handle the pile of trash. And Disney had to take out the trash. They quickly realized they bought a business built off lies. Disney didn't really do anything with Maker Studios. They thought all YouTube creators would just become Disney, Marvel, and Pixar marketing puppets,
Nigga,
shoving Disney
no.
ads in young kids' faces in every YouTube video. And they honestly could have forced that, but they didn't. Maker executives complained of the slow integration process and that they didn't receive access to Disney's brand and intellectual property.
Damn.
They probably didn't want YouTubers destroying their IP. Out of desperation, Maker tried to introduce new channels such as Polaris by Maker, a gaming channel. They tried to revive the station YouTube channel with shows like Casual Sketch, Song Voyage, and Time Machine, starring Timothy DeLaGhetto and Ricky Shucks. But these shows lacked the personal connection needed to survive on YouTube. It felt corporate and soulless. Despite the downward trend, they kept signing creators into predatory contracts, forcing them to be trapped in a failing business.
Y'all are
There are
losing
countless
money.
examples of creators expressing their resentment towards Maker and all other MCNs that have scammed them, but the best example can be explained by none other than Moist Critical.
And then Maker came along
Moisty.
and said, hey, we'll offer you this contract. It was a 60.
Damn, bro. They hold my boy Moist, my boy Charlie, bro. Charlie, one of my favorite YouTubers,
None
bro.
other than Moist
Come
Critical.
on,
And
son.
then Maker came along and said, hey, we'll offer you this contract. It was a 60-40 split, and at the time that sounded great to me. I've never had any way of contacting Maker. Their support line does absolutely fucking nothing. And if you don't have your channel manager there to be
You can't even
that bridge, then you
contact
just
them.
have no way of getting in touch with Maker. It would sometimes take up to 3 months to get one check from Maker. It was last year when my channel got disabled due to false copyright strikes.
3
I could not
months?
contact Maker no matter what.
Nigga.
I did everything possible to get in contact with them. A contract shouldn't auto-renew.
Hey.
You should have to sign
Make
off
sure
on
y'all
it each
hydrate,
time it
bro.
tries to renew. Maker Studios shouldn't auto-protect Maker no matter what. I did everything possible to get in contact with them. A contract shouldn't auto-renew. You should have to
They
channel got
auto-renew?
disabled due to false copyright strikes.
Hmm.
I could not contact Maker no matter what. I did everything possible to get in contact with them. A contract shouldn't auto-renew. You should have to sign off on it each time it tries to renew. Maker Studios are just so
did it auto-renew?
lazy,
That's
so
what you saying?
unorganized, and just doesn't give a
Oh
fuck
my
about any of the
gosh.
people in their network.
No way,
Insanely
boy.
unfair money splits,
No
terrible
way, boy.
communication, no assistance with copyright, and
They
automatically
hoe.
renewing
I
contracts
ain't
that
gonna
creators
lie,
cannot
bro.
get out of. In a silver lining to a terrible situation, PewDiePie stepped in and saved the entirety of YouTube. His anti-Semitic joke and Nazi imagery had Maker immediately drop him from the network. Disney decided they could not take a risk on unpredictable YouTubers anymore. They cut support from over 60,000 YouTubers down to just 300. They rebranded Maker to Disney Digital Network, and now the MCN business is pretty much dead. It's hard to know if Danny knew this business would be a scam from the very beginning. It initially started out as a humble group of creators working together to achieve a common dream, and within a short few years, they were strongholding thousands of creators in evil contracts, forging their books to make themselves look successful, and almost destroyed YouTube as a whole. But I guess a few YouTubers got filthy rich, so it's all good, right?
Good for them, I guess. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, hell, dislike the video if you didn't like it. I don't really don't care. But I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.